Hello students, this is Latif sir. Today I'll discuss about ICC class 9 chemistry. The topic is periodic table. Today I'll discuss about types of elements. In the previous video I have told about the modern periodic table. UPSC and Niels Bohr made the modern periodic table, and Henry Moseley gave the corrected form of Mendeleev periodic law. And according to Henry Moseley, the modern periodic law is the physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic numbers, and he told that atomic number is the most characteristic property of an element. Okay. And in the modern periodic table or long form of periodic table, elements are arranged on the basis of their electronic configuration. Okay. And there are different types of elements. Today I'll discuss about the types of elements. Elements can also be classified in the following four types: representative element, transition element, inert transition element, and inert gases. Classification according to SP, D, and F block is based on their electronic configuration, which you will study in higher study. You don't know what is S, P, D, and F block. You will learn about these blocks in class 11. Okay. So first class of element are representative elements. Representative elements means group 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 elements are called representative elements. These are also called S and P block elements. Generally, group 1 and 2 elements of group 1 and 2 are called S block element, and group 13 to 17 elements are called P block element. Okay. So representative elements are elements of group 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 elements. So group 1 element, first group 1 element. Group 1 elements also called alkali metals. Which elements? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. These elements present in group 1 of the modern periodic table are called alkali metals because they form strong alkalis with water. For example, sodium form a strong alkali sodium hydroxide when it react with water. Huh. Potassium forms strong alkali when react with water. Potassium hydroxide, KOH. Sodium hydroxide is NaOH. These are strong alkalis, and group 1 elements form strong alkalis with water. That's why these elements are called alkali metals. Now group 2 elements. Group 2 elements also called alkaline earth metal. They also form weak alkalis compared to group 1A or group 1 elements. That's why they are also called alkaline earth metals. Group 13 elements are also called these elements are also called boron family. Group 13 can also called as boron family because boron is the first member of this group. Okay. That's why group 13 is also called boron family. Similarly, group 14, carbon family, because carbon is the first member of this group. Group 15, nitrogen family. Group 16, oxygen family, also called chalcogen. Group 16 elements. And group 17, halogen. Hmm, halogen means salt former. Okay, salt. Halogen. Halo means salt. Generation, salt formation. Or that's why group 17 elements are called halogens. They are salt former. Now, main characteristic of representative element. They include both metal and non-metals. There is a regular gradation from metallic to non-metallic character as one move from left to right. In the first point is they include both metal and non-metals. Generally, in group 1 and 2 of modern periodic table, the elements present in group 1 and group 2 are metals. And the elements present in group 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17 are non-metals. So main groups include both metal and non-metals, and there is a regular gradation from metallic to non-metallic. Group 1 and 2 elements are metallic, and group 13, 14, 16, 15, 16, 17 are non-metallic. So metallic character decreases from on going from left to right along any particular period of the modern periodic table. Okay, so that's why it is written there is regular gradation from metallic to non-metallic character. That is, metallic character decreases from left to right of the modern periodic table, and non-metallic character increases. Okay. Second point, point B, they form electrovalent as well as covalent compounds with non-metals. They form transition elements, representative elements can form electrovalent as well as covalent compounds with non-metals. Generally, elements of group 1 and 2, that is metals, form electrovalent compound with group 15, 16, 17 element. That is with oxygen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, fluorine, with these non-metals. Generally, group 1, 2 elements forms electrovalent compounds with group 15, 16, 17 elements, non-metal with groups 15, 16, 17 non-metals. And they can also form covalent compound. Generally non-metals among them form covalent compound, but metal combine metal form electrovalent compound with non-metal of group 15, 16, 17. Okay, you have to remember, that's why they form electrovalent as well as covalent compound with non-metals. Third point, metallic nature increases from moving down any of these seven groups. You have to remember metallic character decreases down the group. Metallic nature, metallic nature increases, increases down the group, down any particular group. Metallic nature increases, but non-metallic character decreases. Okay, you have to remember. While from going left to right along any particular period, metallic nature decreases while non-metallic nature increases, and down any part down the group, metallic nature increases and non-metallic nature metallic nature increases, non-metallic nature decreases. Okay, and point D, metals which are good conductor of heat and electricity are present in group 1a, that is in group 1, and group 7a, that is group 2a, that is group 2. Okay, metals are present in group 1 and group 2, and non-metals are present in group group 6a to group 6a and 7a, that is group 16, 17. These elements are non-metals, and group 1 and 2 elements are metal. Non metals are good conductor of electricity, that is group 1 1 and 2 elements are good conductor of electricity, and group 16, 17 elements, that is oxygen, sulfur, chlorine, fluorine, these are non-metal and poor conductor of heat and electricity. And point E, some heavier elements like tin, lead exhibit variable valency, that is they can exhibit more than one valency. Example, tin, lead. Tin can show two valency, 2 plus 2 and 4. Okay. Now next type of elements are transition elements, or also called d block elements. Generally group 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, that is 3 to 12, group 3 to elements of group 3 to 12 are called transition elements. Main characteristic of transition elements, all these elements are metal. All transition elements are metal with high melting and boiling points. Second point, they are good conductor of heat and electricity because they are metal. They have more free electrons. That's why they are good conductor of heat and electricity. So transition elements are good conductor of heat and electricity. Some of the transition elements are attracted towards a magnet like iron, cobalt. These elements are attracted towards a magnet. So some of these elements are attracted towards a magnet. And next point, most of transition elements are used as catalyst like cobalt, copper. These elements can be used as catalyst. Iron can also be used as catalyst in some reactions. Okay, so most of these elements are used as catalyst. And next point, most of the transition elements exhibit variable valency. For example, copper can show two valency, copper 1 and copper 2. Iron can show two valency, iron 2, 2 and iron 3. Okay, generally most of the transition elements exhibit variable valencies. Now next types of elements are inner transition elements, that is a block element. Actinide and lanthanides are inner transition element. So elements of 6th and 7th period of group 3, that is lanthanide and actinides, are collectively known as inner transition element. Lanthanide and actinides are collectively known as inner transition elements. Lanthanide and actinide elements are present in 6th period and 7th period of group 3. Okay, you have to remember. Now, main characteristic of inner transition elements. First, they are heavy metals. In all inner transition elements are heavy metals with high melting and boiling points. Inner transition elements are heavy metals with high melting and boiling points. Second point, they show variable valency like transition element. Inner transition elements can also show variable valencies. Next point, they form colored ion. Inner transition elements form colored ion. Hmm. And last point, all actinides, I have told that actinides elements are inner transition elements, and all actinides elements are radioactive in nature. Okay, and then last type of elements are noble gases or inert gases. These are present in group 18 or 0 group. Okay, so elements of 0 group, which is the 18th vertical column, are known as inert gases or noble gases. Example, elements of group 18 or 0 group elements are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These are called inert gases or noble gases. Huh. Their main characteristics are they have 8 electrons in their outermost orbits, except helium, which has only 2 electron in its outermost orbit or shell. Okay, all except helium, all the other inert gases or noble gases have 8 electron in their outermost shell. Okay, and you have to remember 8 electrons in outermost shell is the most stable electronic configuration. Okay, so those elements which has 8 electrons in their outermost shell, these elements are stable in nature, non-reactive, will not react with other elements. So their main characteristics are they have 8 electrons in their outermost orbit, that is they are stable, except helium which has only 2 electrons. Second point, their combining capacity, that is valency, is zero because they have stable electronic configuration, that is 8 electrons in general cases except helium. Hmm. 8 electrons in their valence shell, that is and I have told that 8 electrons in valence shell means stable electronic configuration. That's why they will not react with other elements, that is their combining capacity is zero. Next point, they do not react with other elements and are therefore inert. I have told that. That's why they are called inert gases or noble gases. All of these are gases. Okay. Now one note in the box. See, bridge elements. Which elements are called bridge element? Generally, elements of second period show resemblance in properties with elements of next group of third period. Elements of second period show resemblance in properties with the elements of next group of third period, leading to diagonal relationship. This is called the diagonal relationship. See, group 1 element, group 1 elements are given, and period 2 and period 3 it is written. In group 1 of period 2, lithium show resemblance with the magnesium, and beryllium of group 2 in period 2, beryllium show resemblance with aluminium. Boron shows resemblance with silicon. Okay, so these are diagonal bridge elements, lithium and magnesium, beryllium and aluminum, because their properties are similar. Uh, so these are bridge element. Example of bridge elements are lithium and magnesium, beryllium and aluminum, boron and silicon. So bridge elements are elements of second period, which show resemblance with the properties, uh, with the elements of next group of the third period. Okay, and these elements are called diagonal bridge element, and this phenomena is called diagonal relationship. Okay, next point, typical elements of third period. Which element? Sodium, magnesium. Just see the third period of modern periodic table. You will see that the third period elements sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine. These elements are called typical element because they summarize the properties of their respective groups. The elements of third period generally sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine are called typical element because they summarize the properties of their respective groups. Now, merit of long form of periodic table or modern periodic table. There are many merits. Hmm. First merit of modern periodic table, it is based on the atomic number. I have told in previous video the modern periodic table is made on the basis of atomic number of the elements, which is an even more fundamental property compared to atomic mass. First, in the previous video, I have told that first Mendeleev made the periodic table on the basis of atomic mass, which later changed, uh, and modern periodic table formed by the by scientist Niels Bohr and IUPAC. I have told in previous video, and the modern periodic table in the modern periodic table, elements are arranged on the basis of their atomic number, which is more fundamental property compared to atomic mass. Second point, second merits of long form of periodic table. Position of an element in the periodic table is related to its electronic configuration. Okay, I have told that elements are arranged according to their electronic configuration. Okay, of the element. So position of an element in the periodic table is related to its electronic configuration. Third merit, it shows regular changes in properties of element upon moving across a period or down a group. This is actually periodicity. Variation, regular variation or regular gradation of properties across a period or down a group. This is called periodicity. So what is periodicity? The properties that reappear at regular intervals or in which there is a gradual variation, that is increase or decrease at regular intervals, are called periodic properties, and the phenomenon is known as periodicity of elements. So periodic properties that reappear at regular intervals or in which there is a gradual variation, that is increase or decrease at regular interval, are called periodic properties. You will learn about different types of periodic properties later. Okay, and this phenomena is known as periodicity of element. And what is the cause of periodicity? The cause of periodicity is recurrence of similar electronic configuration. In a particular group, the number of electrons in the valence shell or outermost orbit remains same. That is, electronic configuration is similar in a particular group. Valency also remains same along in a particular group. Okay, so element of the same group have similar properties because they have similar electronic configuration. And chemical properties of element depends on their electronic configuration. You have to remember, as in a particular group, electronic configuration of elements, valence shell electronic configuration or outermost orbit electronic configuration are same in a particular group. That's why in a particular group, properties of all elements are same. So elements of same group have similar properties, though the number of cell increases down a group. And the fourth merit of modern periodic table, it is easier to remember, understand, and reproduce. Now, some defects of the modern periodic table or long form periodic table. First, the position of hydrogen is still not satisfactory because hydrogen can be placed in group 1a, that is in group 1, and in group 7a, that is group 17. Okay, so position of hydrogen is not fixed till as still not satisfactory. Okay, as its properties related to both group 1a, that is group 1, and group 7a, that is in group 17. Okay, second demerit or defect of modern periodic table is it fails to accommodate their inner transition elements, that is lanthanide and actinides, into the main body of the periodic table. It fails to accommodate the inner transition elements, that is lanthanide and actinides, into the main body of the periodic table. And the third point, some of the elements are not arranged according to their electronic configuration. Okay, these are the defects of long form of periodic table. Okay, thank you.